Good evening, dear all. Professor Manoj Kumar Sinha sir will be going to conduct this session. He is joining within 2 minutes. Mruthula madam, are you there? Mruthula Nair madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, please introduce the resource person once I request you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening to one and all present here. It's an honor that with us we have.
Wait. Madam, wait a moment. Sir, not yet join.
Okay,
Just wait a moment. I will request you, then you start.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Navgare, sir. Sir.
Wait a moment, madam.
नहीं सर, आई हैव वन डाउट. ये इंट्रोडक्शन होने के बाद मुझे सर को फिर कंक्लूड करने के बाद सर को इनवाइट करना है क्या सेशन स्टार्ट करने के लिए, और यू विल गिव हिम द कॉल?
That I will do.
हाँ, श्योर. ओके सर.
Yeah. I'm just sending the email to the sir because he has requested send me the link through the email. So just I sent the email to him. So he might be joined within 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
A very good evening to all of you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Just I'm able to join.
On behalf of the CKT College, I wholeheartedly welcome Professor Manoj Kumar Sinha. I'm very glad to have you with you. You are with us, sir, because this is an opportunity for all of us. That sir is quite busy in his routine work and others meetings. So I not getting the confirmation from sir for this session. So I repeatedly asking for the sir for give me the opportunity to have one session for this research and publication ethics. So I'm very thankful, sir, for accepting our invitations and being with us today for this session. So now I would like to request Murtula Nair, madam, to introduce the Professor Manoj Kumar Sinha, sir. Please, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Good evening to one and all present. It is an honor that with us we have Professor Manoj Kumar Sinha, sir. We have very eminent resource person with us. Sir is presently working as professor and head of Department of Library and Information Science, Assam University. Sir is appointed as Dean, Swami Vivekananda School of Library since February 2018. Sir have served as acting librarian, Rabindra Library, Assam University. Sir has also served as member of Executive Council, Academic Council, Finance Committee, and court member of Assam University. Presently, Sir is chairman of Board of Postgraduate Study of DLIS and the School Board of Assam University. Sir has completed his PhD degree in Zoology, Library and Information Science from TM Bhagalpur University. Sir is having 17 years of professional experience in librarianship and around 12 years of experience in teaching and research in library and information science. Sir have published 300 research papers and articles in the area of library and information science, botany, zoology, and environmental science. Under Sir's supervision, 9 PhD scholars were awarded PhD degrees and 9 MPhil scholars were awarded MPhil degree. He is also a life member of ILA, IASLIC, SIS, Assam Library Association, and actively associated with research and academic work. He has been associated with many universities as Board of Studies member. He is associated with many University of India and served as subject expert for evaluation of MPhil and PhD thesis. Sir has conducted PG practical examination in Central and State University and acted as paper setter and paper examiner. He was recently appointed as visiting fellow under RUSA for Department of Library and Information Science, Jadavpur University, Kolkata. Sir has given lecture on public library system in India and community information system and service. Sir has vast experience in organizing events like book fair, exhibition planner, seminars on digital library management, Library Day, National Seminar on Collection Development, etc. Sir has actively participated in contributing and presenting to various national and international seminars, conference, and has been chaired for various international conference and seminar. He has the honor of chairing technical sessions in many seminars. Sir is Predatory General in ISI, which was held in 2012, and Planner 2016. Sir has also chaired the session for seminar and conference. Sir has acted as resource person for an invited talk on diverse topic in seminar, workshop, and conferences. We are very glad that Sir is going to conduct this session to us today. We are happily and eagerly waiting for your session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mruthula madam. You all are aware about the sir brief profile. It took more than 5 minutes to introduce the resource person in brief only. So I'm very happy that sir, you are with us for this session. And we have started this research and publication ethics workshop from 25th April. And today is the third day of this session. And in morning also we have conducted already 3 sessions we have over. And this is the 4th session. As I already told the participant that you are traveling and not having the time to conduct the session in afternoon. So accordingly, participant also agreed and they are eagerly waiting for the having your session for this workshop. So I request you, sir, to start your session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ramakant, for giving me this opportunity. I am very much thankful to the members of our organizing committee of C.K. Thakur Arts, Commerce and Science College, New Panvel. And I'm happy to know that you have organized this workshop, Central Library, in association with the IQAC of your college. That is national level 1 week online workshop on research and publication ethics, RPE, course for awareness about the publication ethics and publication misconduct during the April 2022. It is a great pleasure for me, for this university, Assam University. I am also course coordinator for this 501 paper. Last year, we have revised our syllabus for PhD program, and 501 paper has been included as given by UGC. And since then, I am the course coordinator of that. And last year, we also conducted session for our scholar. More than 300 scholars were there. And this time also, I am coordinating all the events. We have already finished the course, 501 course. And when Dr. Ramakant informed me that I could take session, then I agreed for open access, publication and publisher. But he told that it has already been given to someone. So then I agreed for another topic. So I am very much happy to be with you this evening. And I hope I'm not expert in this, but I have collected some information and making a presentation format. And I hope you will enjoy this session. And that will also help you in writing your exam also. I think altogether you are 25 or 24 number participants. If more participants are there, they can also join. So now I will share my presentation. With this, I am very much thankful to the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity. So I will start with predatory publication. So I am sharing here. Can you see the?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. So it is coming now. Please inform me.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So my topic of presentation is predatory publications and publishers. Please inform that slide is scrolling or not.
Yes, sir, it's scrolling.
Okay. So this is a part of this 501 syllabus, and all the research scholars who are doing PhD program under new regulation, they have to do this course 501, and in addition to other 3 coursework. So why scientists, faculty members, and researchers should publish their research finding? So the scientists, faculty members, and research scholars from diverse disciplines need to publish their research finding in the form of research paper, review paper, short communication, conference paper, so that they can share their knowledge and expertise in the particular field to the fellow researcher. And also to present new original research finding, new methodology, and idea among the fellow researcher. So to support and rationalize the results of the research studies conducted by them, and also to present an overview or review in a particular area to have greater understanding of the subject matter. So what are the channel of publications of journals? So there are different channels. Journals are published from literary society, association, or department of university and institution of higher learning, or from commercial journal publishers, and also through open access journal published from societies that is not for profit publisher or NGO. So these are various channels through which we used to publish the journal and we publish our paper. So UGC has mandated time to time, UGC has given so many regulations to maintain the quality of higher education in India. So since 2000, 2009, then 2013, 16, 18, so time to time they do amendment of the regulation so that quality of research work in higher education sector can be improved. Under this, there was API scheme introduced in colleges and university, and all faculty members should acquire some API so that their promotion, a new appointment can be made. So due to that, there was a many new publishers, journal publishers are crop up and they started publishing journals in diverse field. You will find that there are a publisher that they publish in social science, they publish in science and technology, humanities, language, management, all fields they used to publish. And they pretend so that they are the publisher, authentic publisher, and they charge huge amount from the researcher. So in order to have a good API, we also try to publish our paper. Previously, when it was nowadays, more attention has been given on this predatory publisher and publication. Earlier, it was not there, and many faculty members like us, we also publish in many predatory journal our papers. Later on, we came to know that this journal is not authentic. They work only for to earn money, to earn profit. So what is the genesis of predatory publishers or predatory journal? So impact on information technological revolution on publication houses, commercial publishers. We are using the technology, and due to use of ICT, digital and web technology, now we are able to publish the scholarly publication in digital format. That is the main thing that in number of journals are coming up day by day. So enormous increase in research and development activities across the discipline, implementation of minimum standard for the appointment of teachers and their promotion in higher educational institution as per the UGC regulation 2000, 2010, 13, 16 and 18. I have just discussed. UGC regulation for the award of MPhil, a PhD degree 2016. Then again UGC regulation for research ethics and prevention of plagiarism in higher education institution. And requirement of research paper in journal, conference paper, research paper in edited books, participation and presentation of research paper in seminar, conferences and workshop, training program for the appointment and promotion. So these are the factors which lead to the development of emergence of this predatory publishers and predatory journal. So introduction of API, PBAS for teachers in their direct appointment and promotion, and open access initiative for publishing journals and provision for downloading of full text paper. So many online journals are there. Some are on open access platforms, some are commercial, and these factors led to the development of publication of more number of journals in electronic format, and also some journals are real authentic journals, some journals are predatory in nature. So concept of predatory publishers and journal, open access, that is a main issue present day. Open access publications aim to increase access by providing scholars with free online high quality information. However, since around 2010, an unethical practice has cast a shadow over open access publications. So there was a movement of open access. The philosophy of that movement is to make research finding available to all the people across the world. So that was because we are doing research with public funded money, we are paying tax to government and government fund research. So according to this philosophy, all publications should be made available to all people. So that was the idea. Some individual and organizations have started publishing low quality journals using article processing charges, that is APC. Some journal in the name of open access publication, they publishing low quality journal, and they also ask for article processing charge, that is APC, as a cost model, but not controlling the quality of papers they publish. So because they don't do peer review of manuscript in real sense. Those journals are usually called predatory journals, and their publishers are known as predatory publishers. So predatory journals are those journals which cheat you, and they show that they are the real original publisher, and they will publish your paper within few days, within 24 hours or within few days they will publish, and they claim that they also do peer review process, and after that, but they charge some money to get it published. So due to lack of peer review, there is a high possibility of finding unethical practices in the published paper. For example, falsification, fabrication, plagiarism, and guest or ghost authorship. So such type of things you will find in this type of publication. Scientists make up two of the most important loops in the chain of scientific communication. They are producers, that is authors. Scientists are the producers of research paper, that is they are authors, and also the user, that is reader of the scientific text. Therefore, they have to choose and evaluate sources they use in their everyday work. So they carefully evaluate the publication which are good, which are not good, so that they can do research with authentic research finding of work done by previous researcher. As authors, they have to make decisions about the best journal to submit their papers to. And if they make a bad decision, that is, if they choose a predatory journal, the risk of losing credibility and prestige. Suppose you have chosen a predatory journal, you will spend money, you also publish, but at the end of the day, you will find that this is the predatory journal and there is no value. UGC is not accepting such publication for direct appointment and promotion. So what is the purpose of publishing paper? Why we will publish? If UGC or appointing agency, they are not giving due consideration on that publication, so no need to do. So you have spent money, but your paper is useless. So predatory journals also have a negative effect on the perception of open access. So open access movement, it is a very good initiative, and many international level declarations are there to support open access initiative. But this predatory journal, they also, people think that open access journal are predatory journal because it is available, people can download any. So there is a negative effect on the perception of open access publication. Through a lack of information literacy skill, some scientists believe that all OA journals are disreputable. So because all are not aware, they don't have much information literacy skill, they understand all open access journals are useless, they are predatory journals. But it is not the case. Many open access journals are very reputed and they publish a good number of research papers. So history of this predatory journal concept, Bill, first a social scientist, 2012, was the first to use the term predatory publisher. So he is the authority in this area. He identified an predatory journal in his blog about questionable scientific journals. So he has written so many blogs, and in his blog he has written questionable scientific journals. Until 2017, Bill had maintained a list of predatory publishers, predatory journals, hijacked journal, and questionable metrics. So he has prepared a list of those publications which are predatory in nature. The list was produced based on the set of criteria and was considered to be the blacklist of bad journals. So these journals are blacklisted. If you, before publication of your paper, before selection, you must see the list prepared by Bill. It is available. If you search on internet, you will find. There are opponents to Bill's definition and criteria.
Participant, please mute yourself.
Yeah, please mute. Others may please mute. Some authors think that the term predatory is not appropriate, and they propose other terms such as questionable journal, bad faith journal, that is Dupius 2015. He is having this view, or pseudo journal, Magdalene 2013. So there are some criticism also of Bill's definition of predatory journal. Additionally, many opponents think that some of the Bill's criteria are wrong. So some are in support of this journal. Example, Crawford 2014, and that blacklist are not feasible solution to the problem of unethical publishing. They prefer whitelist that include journal with good practices. Despite criticism, the term predatory journal is widely accepted, although sometimes used in quotation mark. So, although there are many non-acceptance of this term, but this predatory journal term is now prevalent in our sphere. So predatory journals or publishers meet all three of the following criteria. Which criteria they follow? They are publish using an open access platform. So all predatory journal, they use the APC model, that is article processing charges model, do not control the quality of submitted manuscript via a peer review process. So these are some criteria through which you can identify the predatory journal. Many high quality journal publish in open access mode and use the APC model. Many commercial journal also publish paper in under open access. They will ask you, when you submit paper to that particular commercial journal, they will ask you whether you want to publish your paper by payment as a commercial, or you want to keep your paper as a open access. So if you give your consent for open access, then they will charge APC charges, article processing fee, and they publish paper, and it will be open for all. Anybody can go through, download it, go through and read. The difference between them and predatory journal is the third criterion, that is controlling, or more accurately, not controlling the quality. So in good quality journal which follow open access, they are two things are common, but third number is critical review of paper, peer review of paper. They follow peer review of paper. So predatory journal usually claim that the papers they publish are peer reviewed, but often it is not true. They accept all manuscript without peer review in order to make a profit. So their purpose is to earn money, earn profit. So if you have substandard paper, it is not published in a big journal, then you submit, they will publish, but they charge. So as the English language is lingua franca for today's science, predatory journals publish paper in English. That increases the chance of attracting more authors and readers that are not aware of all the dangers of predatory journal. So many researchers, those who are new in this field, they are doing the research and there is a need to publish at least 2 papers to submit your thesis. They caught prey of a predatory journal, and they used to publish and try to submit. So those who are before 2017 regulation, 16 regulation, so they can publish paper in peer reviewed journal or blind peer review refereed journal. But after that, 2016 onward, UGC asked that you should publish paper in UGC care listed journal or Web of Science or Scopus Index, Science Citation Index journal. Earlier, there was a approved list of journals in UGC website. They remove all those lists and they do now care listed journal. There are 4 unit across the country, and they make a recommendation to include that journal in UGC care list. Although openly available, articles published in predatory journals are not indexed in reputable databases. So some predatory journals, if you publish, your article will be not indexed in Web of Science or Scopus databases. According to Clark and Smith, authors of articles in biomedical predatory journals are mostly young researchers based in developing countries. Young researchers have less publishing experience, and researchers from developing countries lack support and mentorship that is usually available in developed countries. So authors, those who are new in the field, new in the research, they mostly publish in such type of publication, and also young researcher from the developing countries where there may be some lack of support and mentorship, and people publish in such type of journal. All scientists are under pressure to publish, but those from developing countries cannot afford the high APC. In commercial, when you go for commercial publication, they have also huge amount in dollar they publish. So it is not possible for all to get your paper published in that reputed Scopus Index or Web of Science journal, because they will charge dollars, maybe $500, $1,000 more than that. According to Clark and Smith editorial as well as Cooney et al. 2018, research predatory publishers are attractive to these authors precisely because of their lower publishing fee involved. So predatory publisher, they will ask that we will take only 1,000 or 2,000. If you have more number of pages, then 200 per page additional we will charge. So less publishing cost, people get attracted to us, this journal. Factors in publishing in predatory journals. What are the factors why people are attracted towards the predatory journals? So another important factor to consider in this exploration of why authors may wittingly or unwillingly submit work to a predatory journal. So now the concept of information literacy comes. Those who are information literate, they avoid publishing in this. For Jorowski, 1974, being information literate means being able to find what is known or knowable on any subject. So information literates are people who know how to use information resources. So those who are from library science or those who have gone through the training, attended some workshop like this, they might have developed some good skill to search respective concerned paper in the internet. So all skill we should have. So there is a COPE, that is publicationethics.org. They have given some guideline promoting integrity in research and its publication. I hope that your previous speaker, they might have covered this COPE topic. So that is, they have listed all the ethical guideline in. There is a one document, PDF, you can search in internet, you can download it, that document. I have taken material from that document itself. So COPE provide leadership in thinking on publication ethics and practical resources to educate and support members and offers a professional voice in current debate. So according to COPE, they define predatory publishing like that. Predatory publishing generally refers to the systematic for-profit publication of purportedly scholarly content in journals and articles, monograph, books, or conference proceedings in a deceptive or fraudulent way and without any regard for quality assurance. So in predatory, they define predatory publishing like that. So they cheat you actually, and they also don't maintain the quality of peer review. Here, for profit refers to profit generation per se, whereas predatory publishers are profit generating business. So these publishers, they work for earning money. Profit generating businesses, some may conceivably pose as non-profit entities as academic societies or research institutions. So predatory publishers may cheat authors and their funders and institutions, because we are doing research in most of the scientific area. We are getting fund from the funding agency like CSIR, UGC, ICAR, ICMR. So there are many various funding agency. They used to give fund for conducting research in India, and at international level also, there are many funding agency. So whatever we are publishing through that money. through charging publishing related fee without providing the expected or industry standard services. They charge as like commercial journal, but they don't give service like that. So predatory publishers may also deceive academics into serving as editorial board member or peer reviewers. You might have, as a library professional, you might have come across various mail you might have been receiving that please join our journal publication unit as a peer reviewer. And you feel honored that I received an invitation from some publisher. They offer me for to be member of editorial board. So we feel honored and we join. So they deceive academics, and we got fall into their way, serving as editorial board member or peer reviewers. In short, fake scholarly publication lack the usual features of editorial oversight and transparent policies and operating procedure that are expected from a legitimate peer-reviewed publication. So in a predatory publication, so actually they are fake scholarly publication, and they don't have a peer review editorial process. They don't have transparent policies also and operating procedure. So their costs are hidden. When you submit paper, they will not ask for money. As soon as your paper is accepted, they will request you that we are with peer review process. You are lucky that your paper has been accepted for publication, and you have to do this formalities before publishing. So they give the account link and all, and you make publication, submit the proof of publication, then it will be published in next issue. So it is widely recognized that the phenomenon of predatory publishing grew with the emergence of online publishing. Earlier, when printed publication was there, then at that time there was very few predatory publishers. But online publishing, as soon as we have online internet and all, this e-publication or online publishing started, coupled with the widespread academic climate of research evaluation linked to journal title prestige and journal level metrics. So all these are responsible for increasing the number of predatory journals. Although there is currently no single agreed upon definition of predatory publishing, Jeffrey Bill, an American academic university librarian, first used the term predatory, we have already discussed, in the context of publishers and journal exploiting the author pay business model of online, that is gold open access publishing. So there are different open access publishing model, gold, green, bronze, orange, different type of publication model are there. You might have studied in previous classes. Consequently, predatory publishing is sometimes confused with the non-predatory open access publishing. So we are confusing some open access journal are good, some open access journal are predatory publication. So it is very difficult to identify which journals are predatory and which are real journal. The profitability of predatory publications primarily comes from a publishing fee, that is article processing charge we have already discussed. Then publishing fee are typically not mentioned on a predatory publishing website. When you see the website of that particular journal, you will find that there is no where mention publication cost, how much we have to pay. Sometime instead of being payable after manuscript acceptance, publishing fee are charged by a predatory publisher at the time of manuscript submission and then bank without the delivery of any promise or extended service. Sometimes they take money in beginning or sometime after acceptance of your paper. They show that they are a big good publisher, and they after peer review they charge the article processing charges. So predatory publishers may even publish manuscript without waiting for APC payment so as to build their article archive. So they want to, suppose you are a new publisher and you want to make your article archive in online, you want to see how many volumes you have published, whether all papers are there in your archive or not. So those who are new publisher, they without the APC charges, they used to publish. If you give, okay. If you don't give, that is also okay. So these are misleading statements such as no submission fee. Sometimes you will find that in their letter or email, so they will write that there is no submission fee. And at the time of submission, there is no fee. But once it is accepted, you have to pay the APC. So predatory publishers also organize fake conference and publish associated conference proceeding. So we have been regularly receiving IEEE in the name of IEEE and other agency. They are organizing conference both in virtual and offline mode, and they request to submit paper, and they that is fake conference, because you are not going Thailand, you are not going other country to attend, you are attending online, you don't know whether it is a real one or not. So sometimes fake conferences are also there. So you can see I have received some mail from various journals. They claim published research paper in subject they write, published research paper in Scopus, Science Citation Index, Web of Science, UGC Chemistry Journal. So in this way they write mail. So you can see, and that they are having list of journals, and they review time also they have mentioned, and the APC charges also they have mentioned in 12,500, 15,000, like this huge amount of in US dollar also they charge. So such type of mail many of you might have been receiving. So I have received some of the that I am showing here. You can see International Journal of Latest Engineering and Management Research. If you see the title of journal, you will find that in one journal, they also include management, they also include this information technology, they also include innovative technology. So many
Sir,
things.
you are showing some email, I cannot see, can only see slide.
Pardon?
Yes, it is visible now, yes.
Yeah. Please let me finish, then we will discuss. Okay. So, and they also write the ISSN number, impact factor 2.545. This is very good impact factor, and they have volume 6. So in this way, they used to write mail to us. And you can see the important date that they also give last date of paper submission, then author notification within 24 hours, review report declaration within 3 to 4 days, last date of publication within 7 days of after registration. So this type of message you will receive. It is not possible for a good journal. They will review a paper maybe 3 months, 6 months time they will take to review. Here within 24 hours, they are author notification within 24 hours. And review report also 3 to 4 days they will give. So some World Journal of Pharmaceutical Research, you can see impact factor 8.084. They have indexing also. So some of the journals later mail which I received, I have included here, and they make index like this. So what are the characteristics of predatory publishing? So we have already seen the various definition. Predatory publishing say that authors are charged a submission and or publishing fee, which some legitimate publisher also charge. But the predatory publishers misrepresent the expected level of service, such as peer review and copy editing, that are provided by the legitimate publisher. So those publishers which are commercial and legitimate, they say that they do the peer review process, and also they do copy editing, etc. And Predatory Journal also, they say that we are also doing this. Commonly co-occurring features that may sufficiently characterize predatory publications are some of the characteristics you can note down in your exam. You can write, these are some features which predatory journals are having, like hidden or unclear author fee. So they don't mention what will be the publication cost. That is hidden. That is hidden or unclear author fees. Then second, the lack of quality peer review of article by experts in the field, and the guarantee of acceptance and or to promise of very fast production time within 1 week or 48 hours. So such type of message, if you see on the website of any journal or in email receipt from that particular journal, you should understand that these are the predatory publishers and they publish. So thus it could be argued that the main hallmark of predatory publishing is simply that there is no or minimal quality control over the scholarly material. So one of the criteria that they don't maintain any quality control issue. They don't do peer review. Predatory publications are either silent about peer review or make false claim that the journal is peer review. They make claim that we are peer reviewed journal, but they don't do peer review. If they do peer review, how within 2-3 days peer review report will come? Once, suppose I am also reviewer of some of the journals, they send paper, I take my own time. When I get time, then I respond. And they are also not paying to reviewer anything. So whenever we are doing review for the sake of our researcher, for the faculty, those who are working in our field, we are actually helping them. But they are exploiting the time and energy of the reviewer. They are not giving anything to us. So predatory publications are either silent about. So another feature, aggressive email solicitation for papers. I have given some letter received from publishers. So they will send mail to you regularly, and you will understand that these are the good publication, and you try to submit your paper in that particular journal. And that are frequently outside of the scope of expertise of those receiving the solicitation. They don't have any expertise in that area, and reviewers are from different field, you will see. So predatory publishers may also be unethical in other ways, such as plagiarizing content in order to appear as having achieved article selling authorship. So plagiarized article they also publish. They don't do plagiarism check. Whatever you submit, they will publish. If you submit a mistake, there are so many errors. Spelling mistake, grammatical errors are there, but they don't see, they just compose it and publish. Allowing author to publish plagiarized or questionable content, and infringing or allowing authors to infringe copyright and trademarks. So they will not check whatever things you are publishing, whether you are copied from others or not. They don't check through any plagiarism software. Whatever you give, they will publish. Predatory publishers are also known to charge a high fee for the withdrawal of a manuscript. Suppose you have already published your paper in that journal, and after some time, if you discover that this paper is a copy and some copy plagiarism is available in that paper, and if you want to withdraw that paper, because there will be consequences, disciplinary action may be taken against you from your authority. If you want to retract or take paper back from the site, for that also they will charge money. You can think. So these are some reasons. So I will not go into detail. So you download the COPE guideline, a very good PDF file you will search and download all information which I am showing here. All you will find there. In your leisure time, you can go through it. You can make your note for your exam. So other possible indicators of predatory publishing. Some organization and researcher have published list of key warning signs of predatory journal. So some researchers, out of their curiosity, they do research and they publish some of the warning guidelines. Like many warning signs represent the opposite of the principle of transparency and best practice in scholarly publication of COPE. Whatever COPE guidelines are there, it is against the COPE guideline. The directory of open access journal, that is one directory is there, DOAJ. So those who are from library science, they are well aware of this. Those who are from outside field, they can note this directory of open access journal. So this is a very good directory, and here there are a list of more than 15,000 journals of all the discipline, various subjects you will find, and you will be able to search, and all full text paper you can download. Many good journals are there if you visit in your leisure time. The Open Access Scholarly Publisher Association, OASPA, and the World Association of Medical Editors. So it may be useful to adopt the 16th principle of transparency as a framework of warning sign that may indicate the presence of fake journal, especially in the multiple signer. So they have COPE have given this warning signs. This you can note down for your exam. Warning sign or fake journals based on the 16th principle of transparency. What are the warning signs? You have to see the website, whether this website is authentic or not. You have to see carefully the name of journal. Some reputed journals are there. They copy the name from that and they change some one or two words, and it looks like the original one. Then you also see peer review process, whether it is there or not. Ownership and management, who are managing. Predatory journals, they don't disclose their address. If you see their mail, they will write in editorial assistant and just website. Nothing else they will give. No address is there. So you should understand that this is the predatory journal. Then who are governing body members, editorial team, contact information. They also don't give contact information. Copyright and licensing, author fee, process for identification of and dealing with allegations of research misconduct, publication ethics, publishing schedule, access, archiving, revenue source, advertising, direct marketing. So these are the 16 principles of transparency. Through that, you would be able to understand that what are the warning sign or of fake journals. So this point you can critically review to understand that which journals are fake, which journals are original. So details are there. I will not go into detail. Just name I have already discussed there. Website, name of journal, peer review process, ownership and management, governing body, editorial team or contact information, copyright and licensing, author fee, process for identification of and dealing with allegations of research misconduct, publication ethics, publication schedule, access, archiving, revenue sources, advertising, and direct marketing. I'm skipping some of the slides. So general advice for authors, professional societies, and institutions. Some guidelines, some advice is given in the as a member organization with the mandate to provide education and expertise on matters related to excellence in publishing ethics, co-provide this discussion document as an educational service. So in COPE document, you will find all this general advice to authors, professional society, and institution. So I am skipping all this, and just for your benefit, I am reading here some suggested actions for selected stakeholder. First number, educate researcher, supervisors, librarian, and administrator in publishing literacy and about fake journals. So that is why UGC has introduced this research and publication ethics, so that all scholars should get knowledge in advance, so that they don't publish their publication in such type of predatory journal. Identify trustworthy journal through the think.check.submit campaign. This is the website. You can visit and you will find that which journals are trustworthy journal. Create and continually update community and discipline specific journal website or safe list using clear criteria similar to the directory of nursing journal, that is medical science. Verify spam invitation. So sometime invitation will come in your spam folder. Email, Gmail also send that particular invitation in the spam folder. Made by email, text message, or telephone call to submit manuscript, research paper, or invited review to attend conference. Sometime you will receive the call from the publisher, or so that you submit your paper in that particular journal, or you can attend the conference, etc. Check journal names. You can check the journal name, whether it is correct or not, accession code, whether it is valid, URL or real ones. Verify any claim matrix, index status. They claim that we are having 5.8 impact factor. You should verify the list from whether their journal is there or not, and or national membership. Check institutional website, link mention claim it. So all this point you have to see, and there are general advice to funders and institution also. These are some point, and journal publishers also some advice are there. And report of a committee appointed by Honorable Vice Chancellor Savitri by Phule, Pune University. They have given one report, and government of UGC has established a committee, that is guideline for research publication. Final report, guideline for research publication, Patwardhan, 5 May 2015. This you will search in internet, you will find that you can download and you can go through that. The committee has given the report how we should keep ourselves away from the publishing from predatory journals. So these are this guideline is available. You can download from there. I'm skipping. So I think for your exam, this much information will be necessary. If you want to go into detail, you can visit the COPE guideline also. In their COPE guideline, very meticulously it has been mentioned, and you can prepare for your exam also. Now I will come to the another part, that is I am stopping sharing this. Can you see the next presentation, that is a redundant publication, overlapping publications, and Islamic slicing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in predatory journal and predatory publishing, I hope you have a greater idea what is predatory journal and what are the predatory publisher, and how we should keep ourselves away from those publications. Okay. So you are a young researcher, and you will be publishing your paper. So before publishing, you should evaluate the journal carefully, take advice from your senior, take advice from your mentor and supervisor, and then decide in which journal you want to publish. There are many sites where you can journalfinders.com, you put your abstract in that journal, that site, they will suggest you in which journal you should publish. All journals are reported. So in this way, you can also search from internet. Okay. So now come to the redundant publications. Redundant publications, overlapping publication, and salami slicing. So what is redundant publications? When a published work, that is portion from a published work, is or are published more than once. Suppose you have already done one research, it is a big research, and you want to make publication, one paper you have published, similar paper you publish in other place, that is called redundant publication in the same or other language, without giving proper acknowledgement or reference of the source, cross-referencing or justification. Same thing you cannot publish at 2 or 3 places. If you want to publish, you modify at least 40% of the content. You also give credit to previous paper. Proper acknowledgement citations should be there. When the same or substantially overlapping data is presented in more than one publication without giving adequate cross-reference or justification, particularly when this is written in such a way that the reviewers or readers of this publication are unlikely to realize that most of all the findings of the study have already been published earlier in different journal or conference proceedings. So we are also in habit of publishing our work. Maybe sometime we present paper in conference, there will be data we use. Okay, so if you are using, you should properly acknowledge the previous publication. Okay. So what is the definition of redundant publications? Redundant publications may be defined as a paper which are using text or data from another paper. Paper which are using text or data from another paper or prior publications, usually own papers in a new paper. Okay. This act may also be called as auto or self-plagiarism. You might have read regarding plagiarism. There are different types of plagiarism. So this is also known as auto or self-plagiarism. Already we publish, and same thing we publish in another channel like journal or conference or dedicated book, and this knowingly we are not giving reference of previous publication. So that is wrong. How one should avoid it? How we should avoid? The researcher should not borrow or include research findings material from a previous study in a new one, even for the statistical analysis. So whatever work we have done, we have already published. So you should not copy the same work and publish another paper. In that way, quantity will be increased, but quality will be not there. Sometime, in due course of time, you will be caught by your authority or your peer researcher. They can complain, and at that time, there will be problem for you. If needed, the control groups may be repeated in the scientific experiment. Or redundant publication or multiple submission. Sometimes what happens, we prepare our research paper, we submit same research paper to 2-3 journals, because sometimes one journal is taking more time, we are waiting, we are not getting any response, so we submit to another journal or 2-3 journal at a time. And you think that from where first acceptance will come, then I will publish there. So that is not good, because that take lot of time of reviewers and all. So while development of our papers in more than one journal to save our time. But this practice makes the reviewers, editors of the journals in trouble, and they have to waste their time in reviewing papers which are already published, or after some time the researcher will request for withdrawal of paper. One time it was happened with me also. So I have submitted one paper, research paper of my research scholar to Jharkhand Information and Library Association Journal, that is InfoLib. They are following. I have sent. They take at least 1 year time. They don't communicate. And there was one conference at Terry, ICDL. In that conference, I sent the same paper to present there. I thought that this journal will not publish, and I should submit there. Then after some time, when acceptance from Terry come to me, and at next day I received journal copy from Jharkhand Library InfoLib. So then I see that my paper has already been published there. Then I requested Terry. So I informed that this full length paper already published in one journal. Should I present my paper here? So they allow me to present, but they suggest me to withdraw paper so that it is already published. Then I only presented there. Paper was I withdraw from publication. So that is the case. Okay, so we should try to avoid it. The editorial process of the submitted manuscript will be completely stopped if the editor come to know about the duplicate or multiple submission of the paper in other journal. So in editors, they have connection. They also know each other. When any paper come to if you submit any paper to any journal, they ask the same journal editor whether you have received this paper or not. They have internal communication. And if they know that you have already submitted to other journal also, they will stop reviewing your paper. They will not give attention. The journal publishers are in touch and used to exchange the information in case of suspicious papers, even between the competitor publishers. Although they are competitor, but they exchange the information. So we must not do multiple submission, or do not send our paper in second journal. Okay. So this is the message. Then come to duplicate publications. When one researcher publishes a new paper which is similar to the published paper by another author or your own paper without acknowledging the original sources. We have already discussed it. And without obtaining the permission of the original author is called a duplicate publication. So if you are publishing your own paper or others' paper without informing the original author, you publish. So one example I am giving from my paper also. So one Caliber conference 2006 proceeding that is available in the institutional repository at InfibNet Center. So InfibNet used to do planner and Caliber earlier each year or alternate year, and they kept all the proceedings on their IR. So there was one conference in Hyderabad, Usmania University, and Professor Lakshman Rao sir, he also invited me to submit my paper. So I have submitted one paper with my scholar, but I could not attend there. My scholar went there. When I received the conference proceeding, Professor Lakshman Rao sir has sent, then I discovered that my paper, which is published in Caliber 2006, same paper has been published there. Only author's name has been changed, and I don't address. My address was there in that paper. Only author's name was changed. Then I informed Professor Lakshman Rao sir, sir, this happened. What I should do? Then he given me the contact number of that particular author, then I send mail to him, why you have done this. If you want to write some paper, you take help from my paper. You should not entirely copy that. If I complain to your organization, then your job will be finished. Then he take apology, and then I forgive him. But as a professional, we should not do this. You can take help from other paper, you can, but properly you should not acknowledge. Don't take, if you are taking one paragraph, you should give in quote and italic. You should not copy more than 14 words, you cannot copy. So it is observed that even if someone has changed the title or abstract, but keep the data and results same, which leads to place your paper under duplicate publication category. So we should try to avoid such. Then come to the redundant publications. Wager 2015 pointed out that if the purpose of medical journals is to disseminate research finding, it might seem illogical that editors generally forbid multiple publication of the same data in different journals. So, however, there are three important reasons why such things happen. First one, redundant publication can bias the result of systematic reviews using meta-analysis. In medical science, they try to give the solution of some disease, etc. So they do the review of previous published work, and they do through online mode, data analytics mode. That is called meta-analysis. If same papers, 5-6 papers are there, if they will do bibliometrics, and the result will be faulty. Second, multiple publication waste resources. Third, since academic credit is based on the number of publication, redundant publication may give an unfair advantage to the author. So due to this API system of UGC, many people try to adopt this procedure to publish same paper time and again, which is comes under the redundant publication category. So what is the effect on meta-analysis? The medical guidelines are increasingly based on systematic reviews, which survey the complete literature on a topic and assess it objectively. When there are several published studies on a treatment, the result may be combined using the statistical technique of meta-analysis. If a single study is inadvertently included more than once in meta-analysis, it will skew the findings. Result will be some different. So finding in a similar way to double counting patient in a study. So I am skipping some of the. Now I am coming to how should institutions respond to redundant publication. So redundant publication is considered a form of publication misconduct. It is a publication misconduct. Therefore, academic institutions should have policies about how to respond to it. The response is likely to vary depending on the seniority of the authors and the circumstances. Institutions should also offer training in research and publication ethics to ensure that all researchers understand the principle. That is why this RP course has been introduced for MPhil PhD coursework. So in institution, there are different complaint. There is a complaint committee panel at department level, school level, and university level. If any complaint comes, so that is deal with this through this disciplinary action is taken through that panel. In such cases, it is more appropriate for both affected journals to publish notices of redundant publication. So journals should also give some guideline so that people should avoid it. Both notices of redundant publication and retraction. So if you publish same paper at two places, both the journal will give notice and they will retract sometime you have to withdraw your paper. If it is detected, suppose if I insisted to retract that paper in that proceeding, so in next issue, next edited version, that paper should have been retracted. An article gets published more than once because of an administrative error or by the journal or publisher. Sometimes due to administrative error, it may get published twice. In such cases, retraction should clearly indicate that the authors were not at fault and state the cause of the repetition. So, journal, if there is a case like this, they inform that this is not due to author's fault, but this is due to the administrative error at the publisher side. So redundant or duplicate publication is publication of a paper that overlaps substantially with one already published in print or electronic media. It is also called self-plagiarism, which I have already. It is a violation of publication ethics. Publisher and editor have given much recent attention to this increasing problem, but many authors remain unaware of the guideline published in the past decade. What are the problems of redundant or duplicate publication? Publishing the same information twice or more is a problem in many ways. Like, unless properly presented, it is a violation of copyright law. Second, it requires a disappropriate human resources for reviewing, editing, and if necessary for investigating possible duplicate publication. Third problem, it consumes double the necessary amount of limited journal space, thereby precluding or delaying timely publication of other article. So unnecessary, same paper is published in another journal. It takes space of that another article could have been published in that place. So it complicates the work of other researchers and authors, such as in double counting the result of a single study in meta-analysis. What are the advantages for authors? Publishing the same work more than once might be an advantage to an author. For example, if a faculty committee simply count the number of articles in a refereed journal as a criterion for promotion. However, in other university, the authors might lose credibility for padding a curriculum variety with redundant publication. So sometimes you get the promotion on the number of papers you publish, or sometimes you can lose the credibility also. Although duplicate publication has been defined internationally for at least a decade recognition, it is still limited. So why we do duplicate publication? Because there are pressure for publication. Redundant publication is most likely the result of pressure to publish. Editors call it the slimy slicer syndrome. There is a slimy slicer, I will come to next slide, where authors divide their finding from a single study into minimally publishable pieces. Suppose you have done a big study and you cut the study into 5-6 paper and you publish it separately. Your number will be increased. You will get credit of that. But the study is one. For example, the editors are receiving queries and manuscript from authors proposing multiple articles from a single study. A frequent proposal is to present theoretical perspective in one paper and the method and results in another. Sometimes review of literature we write separately, one paper. Theoretical part we write separately, one paper. And finding survey results we write separately. So in this way, one study we publish 3-4 papers. That is called duplicate publication. More extreme, some authors have proposed separate manuscript on the theoretical framework, the review of literature, the method, and the result of the study. So in this way, we can increase. Reason for happening redundant duplicate publication. In some cases, multiple articles are appropriate if extensive and varied new information result from the study. If you have part 1, part 2, part 3, different type part of study, then you can publish it separately, no problem. Content not considered for publication. Which content we should not consider for publication? That is, certain types of papers are not considered for publications for purpose of defining duplicate publication. That is, thesis and dissertation, brief abstract in conference proceeding, presentation at scientific meeting, report of the funding agency. Whenever in doubt about a manuscript, author should inform editor of any question and provide the appropriate information. So these should not be published. There are penalty also for duplicate publication. Different university, they make the inquiry committee or something like that, and they do give some punishment. Some example of redundant of duplicate publication. For senior example, illustrate how author's dilemma can lead to redundant publication. First, a new graduate publishing paper from a dissertation. A researcher reporting on a longitudinal program of study. An author writing in different language, and an author writing for different audience. So sometime what happened, you have done a research work, you are writing for popular article for common people, you are writing technical article for scientists or people who are working in your area, you are writing same thing in another language by translating. So there duplicate you are doing. I'm skipping some slides. Then come to salami slicing and duplicate publication. Duplicate publication we have already discussed. What is salami slicing? There is a food and you cut into it into a slice like bacon and all. This term comes from that. In general, salami slicing refer to anything cut into small actions or fractions. For example, with electronic transfer, salami slicing is the action of taking tiny fractions of every transaction that builds into a large sum of illegally gained money. So online, there is a online transaction. In that it happens. If you stole fractions of a penny on a transaction, this small amount from 1,000 of transaction can quickly add up. Salami publication or segmented publication. So one study, big study you did and you cut into small pieces so that it can publish. That is salami slicing publication. Salami publication or segmented publication is distinct from the redundant publication, which is usually characterized by similarity of hypothesis, research methodology, result, but not text similarity. In salami slicing, you have same objective, you have same hypothesis, you also use same methodology. Result will be also almost similar, and text only you do some modification in your text. So from this photograph, you can see some food item is there, maybe beef or chicken. One cylindrical things are prepared that is called bacon, and you can see they cut the slice. So from one cylindrical thing, they cut many slices. So from this concept, this salami slicing, what come, and you can see from one study, there are 4 publications. So this term taken from this concept. What is salami slicing? So one big paper is there and you can publish this much paper from this single paper. When authors break up a large study into 2 or more smaller published articles, they are creating slices of their work. What happened in salami slicing? A single research is divided into slices, each of which is a least publishable unit. So you very intelligently, you cut the paper so that it can be published. It will contain all the things which a paper needs to be published. Why do authors do it? Why we are doing it? To increase their publication count, to get more recognition, to achieve faster career progression, to receive more fundings. These are the reason authors are doing Islami slicing. And for promotion also, for increasing our API or PBS, we are doing this. What UGC is catching now. So some photographs is given. Early career researcher may feel that breaking up a study into a smaller publishable part is the best way to get recognition. Those who are new in research, new scholar, they think that a small part they can publish so that they will get more recognition. They may not know that they are indulging in Islamic slicing, and that is unethical. So unknowingly, because now you are studying the research and publication ethics paper, and you are now well aware that what is the duplicate publication, what is redundant publication, what is Islamic slicing. So you will try to avoid it. But those who are ignorant, they don't know, they knowingly they are doing Islamic slicing. He is thinking, I need to publish more papers soon. Maybe I should divide my original study into a smaller part and publish them separately. I guess that is the right thing to do. So new scholar is thinking like that. So we have already discussed how one study we divide into different study. Why is it unethical? Because you cannot break up a study into parts and present them as a separate study. In COPE guideline also, it is written, Islamic slicing is unethical. Islamic slicing is harmful to science or any subject, you can say. For example, reader may believe that each slice which looks independent is the result of the study on different group of subjects. It increases the quantity of scientific literature instead of quality. So number of literature quantity will be increased, but quality will be not increased. It leads to self-plagiarism. If you are publishing your own article, then same thing you are copying, that is, it leads to self-plagiarism. It is an unfair waste of peer reviewers' time. It increases the author's citation record. It is an unethical means of achieving career progression. So that we should avoid. So this is the process of how paper is submitted and some, this is the steps given one in some guideline. So I think that this is all about from my side, and I have covered this predatory publication and publishers, redundant publication, duplicate publication, overlapping, multiple submission, Islamic slicing. And I hope for your exam, you have know enough concept, you can write your answer in your exam. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thanks to Dr. Ramakant for giving me this opportunity. And thank you all for your listening. And if you have any query, you can ask, we will discuss, we can interact. Or if you have more knowledge about it, you can share with me also. I will be also enlightened with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a very informative session. The way you have explained the things point to point with example, it's easiest example you have given to us, and it's clear the concept. Actually, from library science, being a library science research scholar, I can understand the concepts and I can understand the topic also. But we have the participant from physics, chemistry, accountancy, and other subjects too. We have total 41 registration for this coursework, and for them it might be a new concept, and I hope that they have understood that how important is the topics that we have covered today, and they will definitely get the help from this, and they will complete their research work by research and publication ethics. That is the ethics we have focus on more in that theme. So propose the vote of thanks for this session. I would like to call one of the research scholars from this team, Amol Nikam sir. Please propose the vote of thanks for this session.
Good evening to all. This is Amol Nikam. It's my immense pleasure to express a vote of thanks to Dr. Manoj Kumar Sinha for this wonderful and informative session on publication ethics. In this session, sir has guided us for how to select a suitable journal for publishing our research article. He also gave a brief idea journal. At the end of this very informative session, I can surely say that this session will definitely help us during the course of research work. To all the participants, thank you once again for sir, and thank you very much for to all the organizers for giving me this opportunity to express my vote of thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks once again, sir, Professor Manoj Kumar Sinha, sir, for accepting our invitations. And definitely in future also, I will going to invite you physically. So please accept our invitation in future too. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to interact with your scholar. If you want, then you can on your video, we may have one group photograph.
Right now, not possible for me because just network issue is there. I'm at home right now. So there is a network issue, but other participant can join.
Other participant, if you want, you can on your video, we may have one photograph.
Please on your video if it is possible to you, participant.
And you can also take photograph from your side, and you can
Yes, sir.
share with Dr. Ramakant, sir. So.
Yes, thank you all. Just a moment, I'm taking the screenshots. So you are quite busy in our workshop from morning to end. This is now right now it's 8:45, and still you are looking happy, I think. Thanks a lot. Yes, sir. I have taken the screenshots.
Thank you so much. Actually, what happened, I have a regular meeting for convocation. So I requested him to please give me time in evening, and he accepted, and finally I delivered my lecture with you. I hope that will give you enough information for your exam purpose also, and for your day-to-day teaching, learning, and research. Thank you so much. Should I log out now, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay,
and thanks to all the participants.
If you have any query, you can ask or you can write to me on my mail, mksinha1965@gmail.com.
Sure,
Okay.
sir. Sure. I will ask to the participant to, if there is any query, they will definitely ask you. Requesting you to please share your PPT also.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
So I am leaving now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
No, sir. What about attendance link and feedback link for this session?
Tomorrow I will share with you. Yeah, the PDF file that I have shared with you now, already the feedback and attendance link is there.
Okay, sir.
Please go through that feedback. Today's session links are activated. I am activating the link once the session is completed.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.